Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez came to power through a primary challenge that she worked hard at and she won. And so I guess it was only fair that in her first re-election bid, she faced primary challengers, including Michelle Caruso-Cabrera, former CNBC host, former Republican. And before we talk about what happened last night, I just want to briefly go back to the first reference to this challenge on TDR. This is quite a while ago. This is quite a while ago. Here is how I and Anna Kasparian met the news that MCC was going up against AOC. Representative AOC is going to be facing a primary challenger. Yes, someone has decided to jump into the volcano as the human sacrifice on the part of Wall Street to go up against AOC and get what I'm going to predict is absolutely shredded. So, was MCC shredded? Well, only if you consider like a 50-point gap shredded. And by the way, I was a little bit wrong, to be fair. I said that Michelle Caruso-Cabrera had been chosen by Wall Street to jump into a volcano as a human sacrifice. But that wasn't completely what happened. You also have to bear in mind that she took literally millions of dollars into the flames with her. She spent millions, raised like $3 million for this campaign, and just got demolished by AOC. Thoughts, JR?
It's it's not a good look, but they have to try. I mean, there's people that come in. I think there was a challenger. This is the Republican side challenger to Ilhan Omar, I believe, and she was a complete mess. So it ends up being very illustrative of the way we push challengers to these types of popular candidates. There's not many things you can get them on, so you just kind of prop up and create this Play-Doh mold of something that you wish would take over. And then I'm not sure how they don't see that it doesn't work out that way. It shows a lack of understanding of the reasons why people like AOC were elected in the first place. There's an authenticity, there's a realness, there's a speaking to people and not at people and telling them what they believe rather than listening to what they believe and doing something in that direction. People are awake. They see who the fake ones are. Mm-hmm. And it's a slow process, but it's weeding those people out. So when you come back with another fake person to challenge a real one that just came in, I'm not sure that you're paying attention to how this is going down lately.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, look, you're allowed to challenge even our favorite people. Like, if some awesome progressive had decided to challenge AOC, you could do that. I doubt it. And I thought that the attacks against AOC were so ridiculous. The idea that she was AWOL, didn't care about what was happening in her district. What are you talking about? Like, she's on the streets literally every day, perhaps more than any other New York politician. So that was insane. And to choose like a former CNBC person who had lived in Trump Tower up until 6 months ago, who like had been a Republican, had a book talking about how right she was, right, wink, wink, called Medicare and Social Security pyramid schemes and things like that. Like, you're not going to trick us with another person with a 3-letter acronym for a name. We know a right-winger. We know a right-winger. Anyway, AOC also, so she sort of recognized what this challenge was about, and she tweeted this after her victory. When I won in 2018, many dismissed our victory as a fluke. Our win was treated as an aberration, or because my opponent didn't try. So from the start, tonight's race was important to me. Tonight we are proving that the people's movement in New York isn't an accident, it's a mandate. And I love that she used that terminology, that she calls it a mandate. I mean, all of those slurs against her win had existed. The idea that it was something other than who she was and what she stood for. And that means that, you know, the next time there's a challenge against her, she's just going to fold because she's not the thing, but she is the thing. Like, her values, the policy she pushes for, her role in the movement, like, this is important. And so, yeah, I'm glad that she won, obviously, so that I don't have to quit this job. But also, I love that she won so much because it is a mandate. She trounced this right-winger that had tried to pitch her as being bad for New York and all of that, the ridiculous stuff about Amazon and everything. So anyway, great day for America and for AOC.
They're picking up on it. And I'm glad to see it. I've told many people this. We need to see the confirmation of that wave of strong progressive people that got in. It included people that got into the squad with Ilhan Omar and Rashida and AOC and everyone. So once I think once re-election comes up for them, and then we see if they get reelected, that's a confirmation of what we hope America's mindset is and changing for more progressive voices.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first step. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first step, getting elected. Second step, doing your job, which they all have. Like think about how excited we were on election. I mean, obviously before election day, but on election day for the members of the squad, and they have come through time and time and time and time and time again. And so seeing them win re-election, that's important too, especially because your first bid for re-election is statistically the roughest. We've seen how long you can stay once you become a strong established incumbent.
And if you find yourself ruffling the feathers of the Nancy Pelosi's of the world, the establishment of this party, and then also the normal people who hate you from the opposing party, you're probably doing something right, and not just for the sake of ruffling feathers. There was Tea Party people who ruffled feathers, but they had nothing behind them. Yeah. There was no content to their ruffles, So there's the reason you're ruffling feathers in this situation is because you're doing something, and previously to that, we weren't fans of doing anything. Mm-hmm. So this is the real kind of ruffling of feathers that I hope and I think will be sustained.
Yeah, yeah, and and I'm hoping, like as great as AOC has been, I'm hoping that now that she has won re-election, I hope that she really does take it as a mandate, that she goes even harder against everyone else in Congress, her side and the other side. I want her to continue to challenge Nancy Pelosi, and I'm hoping that this sort of reinvigorates her for that. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.